Paranormal in Pennsylvania may discuss topics such as suicide, murder, and other potentially upsetting things. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, and welcome to Paranormal in Pennsylvania,
where we discuss history and haunts.
Today's story takes us to a haunted university. I'm Sarah.
And I'm David.
Let's get into it. So, this is one of many haunted universities we've covered. This is Bloomsburg University. Have you ever been?
No, where is it?
Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania.
I mean, I guess I could have called that, but...
Yeah. It's in, eastern, towards eastern PA.
Okay. Yeah, then probably not, no.
Yeah. I visited friends here when I was in high school, because I had friends that graduated before me, and they went here. So I, went and spent the weekend there. And actually, my uncle...
How cool were you?
Oh, cool.
That you're like, oh, I went and partied with my college friends.
I didn't party with them. We, went to, I think, a theater show.
Well, you still tell that story anyways.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, man, I'm so cool. You get all that street cred.
Yeah, that's what I need now. Street cred about what I did in high school.
No, back when you were in high school. This is that frame of mind. Yeah. No, you don't. That doesn't get you street cred now.
I know. I was like, what?
It expired.
Yeah.
When you graduated high school.
Yeah. And actually, my uncle was really involved here in the theater program, a very
really
big
cool.
deal.
Oh,
and
right.
So I may have been here even before high school for some of his shows. So that's cool. Some history. And with the history of universities, we try to condense it because there could really be so much. So it was founded in 1839 and was originally a literary institute before it evolved into a more complete university. So whereas I feel like a lot of the places that we've discussed back in the 1800s or early 1900s, they were actually teaching schools, this one was completely based on literary studies.
So the study of literature or
and writing,
okay.
I think.
Okay.
In 1869, it became a normal school in addition to the literary school. So there we have the teachers looping in. So you could study writing and reading or teaching. And
I think that as you learn to teach, you'd also learn reading and writing too.
You'd think. And it's really interesting to me because a lot of these haunted universities, they're not, it's where do people learn sciences? But I think that might have been more of just a understudy, or not understudy, what am I saying? Apprenticeship type thing?
Yeah, I don't know. So I guess my knowledge of history is failing me of what the education system used to be like. But I imagine now that I'm thinking about it, you taught people to really read and write. And
versus the sciences.
Versus the sciences.
Yeah.
Especially when you start dialing it back.
Yeah. In 1916, it became solely a teaching school, so they took out the literary institute portion. In 1960, it became a state college, and it achieved university status in 1983. And it's really interesting to me, a lot of these schools achieved university status in the 1980s. And even though, it's 150 years almost after it was founded.
Yeah, I guess when it was first founded, right, incepted, was there qualifications for being called a university, or was that not a development until later?
That's true. I don't know when university-ship became available.
Right, I don't know what the qualifications, or if there were qualifications, as to why one was called college and the other was called a university until standards were created.
That's true. Some other facts about the history that are going to be applicable to the paranormal story. It terminated its Greek life program in May of 2021, set to resume in 5 years. And it merged with Mansfield University and Lock Haven University in July 2021 to form a conglomerate of Pennsylvania state schools in the area.
Okay.
And it has about 7,500 students per year, and the mascot is the Huskies.
I do like Huskies. Would never want to own one, but vicariously, if somebody wants to own a Husky and let me pet their dog, I won't pet that dog.
Yeah, that's not related to the paranormal story. I just thought it was cute.
So how does it relate to the paranormal?
So, the Greek life will. Okay. Because the first haunted location is the Phi Sigma Sigma house, previously the Delta Phi Epsilon house. And I couldn't find what this is now that the Greek life has ended, but I think it was unofficial Greek housing, you know, like
Sure.
it would be like a pit fraternity that didn't have a house on the hill and rented. So I'm guessing it's just like a house now.
Okay.
But students report that the house has a spirit that likes to shake beds, choke residents.
Huh.
And as these items happen, they hear laughing, even if they're
Ooh,
home alone.
But what kind of voice like do they hear laughing?
It didn't say. I know that's always important because I'm like, is it like children's laughter? Is it like deep maniacal? Is it like shrill?
Is it just like you can't tell like male or female? Is it like, you know, just
like booming, all-encompassing laughter?
yeah, that or like it doesn't even sound human laughter.
That's true.
Like there's, you know, when you hear laughter, it's like, well, what kind of laughter? Because also if it's like giggling and fun versus like, yeah, like the maniacal, like you mentioned, is.
I don't think that while residents are being choked, the laughter is fun.
Ooh, which is more scary?
Shaking bed or being choked?
No, being choked and hearing the laughter, is the maniacal laughter more scary, or would be like giggling like, haha, this is fun, more scary to you?
Oh.
What is driving more terror into your soul?
I think that this is fun is scarier.
Yeah, I agree. Because what if it's like the spirit just doesn't know better?
Yeah.
Like a child.
Or, yeah. Oof.
Yeah, see, oh, look at that, looping it back
Yeah.
to children.
The spirit is also known to pin people to their beds and turn lights on and off and hide things. And I feel like it went 100 to 0. It's like, it shakes beds, it pins people down, it chokes them, and it flicks the lights.
But it almost sounds like then there's two different spirits, right?
Could be.
Hear me out. One is quite malevolent. The other one sounds to be like a prankster. And it'd be really I guess like a more vicious or malevolent spirit can play with lights too.
Yeah.
So
I
guess
didn't even consider that.
I guess my theory is kind of like folding in on itself right now.
Well, but no, it could be multiple spirits. Or it could also be a spirit engaging in the activity, like the choking or the pinning down, and another spirit laughing.
So what, like, almost like what, two Greek life people that are still there? Is that like where you're going with that?
I mean, that's not what I was thinking, but I guess it could be.
I don't know. It's almost like I was thinking of like a Blue Mountain State, like hazing or
Like
you know,
hazing.
or like fraternity brothers that would like mess with each other constantly. And there's the one guy that takes it way too far all the time.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think these are sorority. It was a sorority house because D Phi E is a sorority.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Phi Sigma Sigma is a Bloomsburg specific sorority. That's not to say that hazing doesn't happen in sororities and cannot be vicious. So I'm still with your theory, but to clarify,
You're right.
I think it is a sorority house.
Yeah, bad on me for not recognizing that.
But
Whoops,
still, I think the hazing idea is actually a great idea about what this could be. In addition to general laughter when these antics occur, sometimes childlike laughter is heard coming from within the walls. David's like, I am out.
See, now the laughter matters even more. If it sounds like a child's laughter and you're being choked, it's a lot less fun.
Is it less fun?
Yeah.
I think it's all bad.
I mean, there's also varying degrees of bad too.
I mean, I guess.
Like when you trip and fall, ouch. When you trip and fall and break your leg in half, bigger ouch, worse.
Why does the child laughter make it worse to you?
Because again, it could be, well, I say again because in a previous episode, I mentioned that just because you hear a child's laughter does not mean it's necessarily a child. It could be a far more malevolent entity masquerading as a child.
Okay, I'm with you now. I was going to say it sounds like a trickster spirit, yeah, which I think you said. Like there's a trickster mixed up in there somewhere. But many people report that it's actually a female spirit, which could make sense since it's a sorority. And this is based on like interactions, and specifically some sisters have used Ouija boards in the house. They got the name Maggie in the year 1934.
Interesting. I wonder, like, if we'd be able to dig further and like research and to see if what that house was like from like county records or anything.
Maybe county records. I couldn't find the actual address online, so I couldn't find much about what it used to be prior to the Delta Phi Epsilon house.
Gotcha. But also using the Ouija boards all of a sudden, and once again, like, what if you brought something real malevolent into the house and it's masquerading as a child? I'm not going to say the D word or anything, but like...
No, we are not going to say that. I mean, it could be... You don't have to jump to a demon. It could just be a negative spirit.
Yeah.
I think Ouija boards can be really dangerous, so...
Yeah, well, once you said Ouija board or the reports of that, I'm like, oh, yeah, you could have brought something nasty into the home.
Yeah. We don't even do seasonal decorations with Ouija board. We don't even, nothing with Ouija board printed on it in our house. No.
And that's the thing, is like, you're really playing with the unknown there. Yeah. And it's not like you're playing with anything science-based, not to say, so in the sense of empirical, where we could say X will determine Y.
Oh, like I'm definitely talking to like my grandma.
Right. There's no there's no way that you could truly nail it down saying like, yeah, this is definitely who I'm talking to. There's no way to validate it.
Yeah, I agree. So that's one of the haunted locations. And definitely like the most significant haunting, and I think the most interesting. But the library is also said to be haunted. Specifically the 4th floor, and this one is so strange, so I can't wait to see your reaction to it.
Okay.
The spirit here appears as a middle-aged man who goes to students and asks them to change his diaper. This occurs so often that students report it to security multiple times a year, with the students requesting that he be asked to leave, but security has never found this man. And these reports span decades. Because I thought, like, okay, this is a real person.
Right. Or the mantle is given.
Right. But I don't think so.
Yeah, the mantle giving is a joke, and also like a really long-running, why are we doing this kind of thing? Like, why are you choosing to do this? What is the purpose?
But even, same question to the spirit. What?
There's like the baby fetish or role play where you dress up as a baby and you are taken care of. There could also be, mental disorder or mental sickness that implies this as well.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it could be an actual need. Not even mental. Well, yeah, I guess mental and physical.
And it could be a disabled person as well. Like a spirit of it, somebody that is mentally disabled too.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, is that it is likely someone who actually had this need, but people seem really off-put by it, and I can't parse out if it's just because it's an off-putting question to receive, or if it's the spirit is off-putting negative energy,
Both? It could be both.
It could be both, but if it's someone who genuinely has the need, I would think the energy wouldn't be that off-putting.
What if it is, if like you change the diaper, then the spirit's free?
Wow, what a concept. Now I feel like we should go there. Well, I don't know about that, but I feel like someone that's not me should go there and try to actually engage with this man.
I don't know. That's just a wild left field theory that popped in my mind.
And it's interesting because I thought, is this person, the spirit, targeting any specific group? And it didn't say, like, it's not specifically freshmen, it's not specifically male, it's not specifically female. It seems just any student in the library. So it also makes me think maybe it's a legitimate need of the spirit.
Yeah, based off what you read to me, I was like, I definitely didn't think of any targeted group.
Yeah.
It might be very well a need.
Interesting. That's a really interesting theory of if someone would just help this man, maybe he could move on. The other haunted location is the Haas Center for the Arts, and it's said to also be haunted. Allegedly, a seance was held here in the 1970s that led to this haunting. So similar to the Ouija board, I see you laughing. Similar to the Ouija board, we have like opening communication lines, being unclear about what you're communicating with, and then not properly closing them.
So, fun, quick. I'll tell myself here. The reason I laughed at the seance, or kind of giggled to myself, is for maybe like a week before. It was going on for like a week before Sarah corrected me. I switched seance with siesta in my mind. And so like we're talking about taking a nap, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's have a little seance.
I didn't understand why you were saying it. I thought you were trying to be funny because like of the paranormal stuff that we like.
Nope. But yeah, so
you were saying that.
A little embarrassing.
So this seance was not a siesta.
So not a nap.
And it brought forth the spirit of Ned, who was a dancer. And Ned can now be seen and heard crying during productions in the theater.
Why do we think that is? Let's start there.
I think...
I have a couple theories.
I think it's because he knows that he's passed on and he can no longer star in the productions. So
that was one of mine. The other is that he was brought back through the seance and didn't want to be brought back. And is now trapped here. The third is that he just wasn't very good at dancing, so he wasn't in the production. But that's like spilling some tea. And I know nothing about Ned.
I don't like those ones.
I know. Well, I mean, because the spirit's crying.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it's kind of sad, I guess.
Also, here, let's bring it back up. What type of crying was it?
It didn't say.
What if it's happy crying? Though it's pretty hard to distinguish from sad crying.
Didn't get that vibe.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
No. Didn't get that vibe. I think those are all valid. And I think, given that the seance seemingly gone wrong brought Ned to the theater, I think people are hesitant to try to engage with him again, not knowing what's going to happen. Or not, I mean, because you can also have spirits that, like you said, like give you a name or give you a description of themselves and it's untrue. So they're saying they're Ned the Dancer, but you don't know that it's Ned the Dancer. So I think people are hesitant to engage with them, but it would be interesting if someone did to see like what is your tie to the space and what era are you from and why are you crying? What can we do to help you? Is it we need to help you move on and close communication? Is it you want to be the star of a show and we can play some music for you, etc.?
Yeah, these are all really interesting ideas. It'd be also interesting to know what era, certainly the era to me, or what you wouldn't ask like, oh, what era are you from? Be like the modern era.
Well, yeah, it would be what year, if it was a student, what year did you attend to the university?
Right.
Yeah. So those are the 3 haunts of Bloomsburg University. Knowing what you know, would you visit this place of paranormal phenomena?
Heck yes.
Any stipulations?
No stipulations.
You would sleep in the sorority house?
Yes. It's not a sorority house anymore, is it?
Well, I'm not asking because it's a sorority house. I mean, you would sleep in the haunted house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I immediately jumped on the sorority part of that. Yeah, I think I would. Or just not sleep.
To me, it sounds like that haunted Greek house could be a horror movie. Like it sounds like very angry spirits there. I don't know about that one. I don't know about sleeping there. I don't know about being there for an extended period of time. I think it could be interesting to try to communicate with the spirits, but I don't know.
Yeah, and I guess I'd be very interested to see if there are indeed 2 spirits. So like, could you get 2 voices from a spirit box or EVP?
Yeah, or even more if there's the laughing child in the walls, if there's the kind of observer laughing and then there's the spirit actually engaging in everything. I think it'd be interesting to try to parse it out.
Now that I'm mellowing on it a little bit, the whole Ouija board is kind of coming back to me like, ooh, because like I was originally thinking again, like these are just like spirits that were there. But because like you add the Ouija board, I get a little hesitant.
It could be anything, yeah.
Because now it's, the wild card's been thrown in.
Yeah. Right, because it is a house. It's possible that either a child passed away in the house or someone is there as their child self or a child passed away and liked the house. So that, okay. And then the other one, it could have been, even a college kid that passed away, and it's just like laughing at the hijinks. But the choking and the pinning to the bed and the shaking of the beds, it's like, what is doing that? We don't know. So I'm very hesitant about it personally.
Yeah. I think Erica, she was emphatically nodding yes.
Yeah, Erica would love it.
Erica was so down for this.
Things coming from within the walls. She does.
She does. She actually loves it when there's a knock or something in the wall.
Yeah.
That's her favorite.
But I think, the library, like we said, I think it would be interesting to try to engage with that spirit. I think I would chance trying to engage with Ned. It's just the Greek house that I'm very hesitant.
Yeah. There's a bit of hesitancy for me now with the Greek house. I think I'd still go sleeping. I mean, if we did like a sleep the night there, stay the night, words are fun. I think I would maybe be so nervous I wouldn't sleep.
Yeah. I don't know if I could lay down in a bed.
I guess like the reports of the choking, I always think that the person is asleep when it happens. And like they wake up to it.
No, I don't get that vibe at all.
Okay. Well, spooky either way.
Yeah. So what listeners would you think? Would you go to this haunted Greek house? Would you attend this haunted university? Let us know. And if there's somewhere that you want us to cover, reach out to us on social media or via email. Thanks for tuning in for this week's episode of Paranormal in Pennsylvania. Tune in next Thursday to see what history and hauntings we discuss next. Stay spooky, my friends.
Spooky, 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 spooky.